standard costing is the practice. Standard costing is what? It's a practice. Firstly, we need to know that the standard costing that will guide you. See, material can only be calculated on two bases. So one is quantity basis, another is the price basis. What will come first? That is standard price minus actual price. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Vidhyaashram from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students, and now we are in the last session of accounting, that is the session number 21, and I'm going to discuss something about standard costing. Now what exactly standard costing is all about. Now let's go for the meaning of standard costing. Now I have given you two of the meanings. One is the definition, kind of a meaning which we are supposed to use, and also have given you one more, that is all about the Chartered Institution of the Management Accountant of England, what they have actually given and what they have defined. So the meaning here is standard costing is the practice. Standard costing is what? It's a practice. So we have two of the meanings here. One, we have the meaning with the definition also. What exactly it is? Standard costing is the practice of substituting an expected cost for an actual cost. That is, what exactly the expected cost is and what is the actual cost. So that is what the substituting is, that in the accounting records. Subsequently, variances are recorded to show the difference between the expected and the actual cost. Now, this is what very important it is. That is, you need to know that there is something called the actual cost. We need to always measure the actual cost and not the cost which is we are expecting it to be. So here, when we go with the definition of it, we have an institution called the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, England. They define that standard costing has the preparation and use of standard cost, their comparison, that is what they actually compare us with actual cost, and analysis of variance to their causes and points of incidence. So they have their own definition, where again they are telling you that there is something called, one is the expected cost, another is the actual cost, and what the variance is, that is what standard costing is all about. Next one is the advantages. Why we are supposed to have standard costing? Firstly, we need to know that the standard costing that will guide you. What exactly that it does is, it guides the management to evaluate the production and the performance. That is what they will actually guide us. Second is, it helps the management in fixing standards. And then we have the third one is, standard costing is useful in formulating production planning and price policy. See, this is the major one, that is the price policy. It guides as the measuring rod for determination of variances. Any kind of a variance is there, it will actually tell you where exactly the variance is. Now, you need to understand that there will be a variance there, because here a lot of variations happens with the cost, price, as well as the usage. And lastly, it facilitates, or it actually eliminating the inefficiency by taking corrective measures. Wherever there is any of the inefficiencies, that standard costing will detect that and then it will remove it. That is what the standard costing advantage are. Now in this chapter, we have two of the variances according to your syllabus. One is the material variance and another is your labor variances. So when we go with the formula here, first we need to calculate about a concept called material. Now when we go with material, understand, we are supposed to go with two things. One and the second one. What exactly it is? See, material can only be calculated on two bases. So one is quantity basis, another is the price basis. That is what exactly the price is and what exactly the quantity is. Now, if you ask me a question, sir, we can also go with quality. quality of material, that is super fine, fine, ordinary, we can go with it. See, we can only go with grading the quality, but we can never calculate the quality the way we calculate quantity. So here in material, we are not going for quality, we are only going for quantity. Now here what happens is, when we go with material, there are two. One is what the company have said, that is called standard. What the company have said is called standard, and what the employees actually they do, that is called actual. So we have one is standard, another is actual. Now in standard, what happens is there are two variations, that is one is quantity, and one more is, as I told you, that is price. Now the same way here, when we go with actual also, you have two. One is here quantity, another you have is called price. Now here what exactly happens, standard quantity is called as SQ, and then you have standard price is called SP. The same way AQ, and you have something called AP. So we have four of these, that is standard quantity, standard price, actual quantity, actual price. So this is what you are supposed to know. Material is divided into two. One is standard, another is actual. In standard you have quantity and price, in actual you have quantity and price. But quantity and price, how exactly we go? SQ, SP, AQ, AP. This is what you are supposed to understand. Let's go with the next one here. What exactly happens? Now in the formula, what happens is, we are supposed to just write it here. I'll just write it for you. One is what? SQ and SP, that is one format. Then you have something called AQ, and you have something AP. This is one format. Now in our material variances, we have three types of variances. So what is that I want you people to do is write here A, then B and C. Now understand the ACT. Now that is called Abhilash Chandra tricks. What exactly this Abhilash Chandra tricks are all about? Now I'll be giving you three formulas. Two of the formulas I'll teach you. The third one you will only understand that, and you can only write it. Right? You don't need to remember the formulas, just understand the formula, how exactly it happens. Now here you should write M, then V. Give a space. M, V. What is this? Material variance. M, V. Material variance. Now how to remember? You people are B.C.A students, isn't it? Now B.C.A without CPU, you can't work anything. So what exactly the alphabet here is? That is C, P, U. Now what exactly CPU is? Material cost variance, material price variance, material usage variance. Now this is called cost, this is called price, and this is called usage. Now what exactly it is equal to, is equal to, is equal to. The first one, MCV, what you are supposed to do is group standard separate, actual separate, you are supposed to compare. When you go with this, that is called SQ into SP. When you compare, it is all minus AQ into AP. This is what the first one is. What is the formula? Standard quantity into standard price, that is minus actual quantity into actual price. So that is what you are supposed to go. Now how to remember the MPV formula? You write, the question can be anything, calculate MUV, MPV, MCV, or whatever the jumble is. You write this formula like CPU, right? Now what you are supposed to do is block the entire. What's the first one here? AQ. Bring this AQ here down. You are bringing this AQ here. Okay. When you bring quantity outside, what should come in? And what should come in? Price should come in. What will come first? Standard. We see standard is set by the company. Standard will come first. So SP minus AP. Now what exactly you have done is you have brought the AQ here. Now quantity has come out. What should come in? Price should come. Which will come first? Standard will come first. SP minus AP. Now AQ you block. What is the next one? SP. Now you have SP. Bring that SP here. Price has come out. What should come in? Quantity. What will come first? Standard. So it is what? Standard quantity minus actual quantity. This is what the formula is. And to verify this formula, what is that you are supposed to do is very simple. The verification, when you go for any of the verification here, that is MCV is equal to MPV plus MUV. So this is what the verification is all about. MCV is equal to MPV plus MUV. So material cost variance, material price variance, and material usage variance. So these are the formulas which you are supposed to understand and go for it. So let's go for the problem now. The first problem we have. The standard cost card shows the following details relating to the material needed to produce whatever it is, right? Here, please understand, first thing, whenever you go for any solution here, my only request for you to, now you people need to assume what exactly you are supposed to assume. I'll give you the solution here. We have not seen the question right now, but we are supposed to just go with few of the steps which I'll be telling you how to go with this steps. Firstly, students, you are supposed to just go with a box. Right now, when you go with this box, what exactly the box contains, understand. Here you write SQ, here you write SP. Later, just go with this type of a box. Now here you write AQ and AP. Now if you get 4 of the contents, you can start your answer. This is one thing. Next thing is, here you need to understand, right here raw material, and here you write finished goods. You can write like this, or you can write, say, finished goods here and then raw material. Any one format you go for it. You can go for at least A, or you can go for B. So when you write this, what exactly it is, I'll tell you. Whenever you calculate material variances, what you are supposed to do is very simple. It is, I'll tell you. Imagine that you are the manufacturing company owner. So students, the money from your pocket goes when the finished goods is manufactured or when the raw material comes to your godown. That means whenever the raw material comes, you are supposed to pay the money. That is what the concept is. The concept is very simple. You will pay only for raw material. You will not pay for the finished goods. Correct? No? So what exactly the raw material money goes? That is your quantity, and that is what your price is, right? So the raw material quantity you are supposed to calculate, that is your standard quantity or actual quantity. The price what you pay for the raw material, that becomes your standard price, and standard price is always calculated in per kg, or it is per unit. So two of the things will come, that is kg or unit. So let's understand the format here, what exactly they are actually asking us to. We will actually write down all these things here itself, right? Now what exactly happens, what is standard? Okay, we'll write here the standard, and we will write here the actual. And if we get SQSP, AQAP, we'll start with our formula. That is how you are supposed to go. Now, the standard cost card shows, that means standard cost card. The minute you get something called cost card, understand that they are actually twisting the question and they'll go with it. The standard cost card shows the following detail relating to material that is needed to produce 1 kg, to produce 1 kg of groundnut oil. Now understand which is finished goods, what is the raw material. Now quantity of groundnut required is 3 kg. Now understand this concept here. That means you have a finished goods and that is getting converted to raw material. As a manufacturer, will you pay for finished goods or raw material? You'll only pay for raw material. Correct? No? Now, what is the finished goods? For 1 kg of groundnut oil, you require how much? That is quantity of groundnut required is how much? 3 kgs. 3 kgs. This is what the first criteria we got to know. Now understand, there is something called SQ. Standard quantity is equal to standard quantity of actual output, standard quantity of actual output. That means what exactly the standard quantity is equal to of actual output? That means to manufacture 1 kg of, or to produce 1 kg of groundnut oil, I am taking 3 kgs of raw material. What is the actual output? You are supposed to see in the question. the actual output. Now, production during the month is how much? 1000 kgs. Now, this is your actual output. That means for 1 kg groundnut, how much raw material you are using? Now, go for the working note here. The working note is very simple. For this is standard cost card. For 1 kg of groundnut oil, you are going with 3 kgs of groundnut. So what was the thing? 1000 kgs of groundnut oil is manufactured. How much raw material is required? So it is always the cross multiply. When you go with the cross multiply, very simple it is. To manufacture 1 kg of groundnut oil, you took 3000 kgs of groundnut. So this is your raw material. So this is your standard quantity. So write down here how much? 3000. Done. Now we are supposed to go with again we are supposed to understand the question now. The question is, this is done. Price of groundnut, that is the raw material price of groundnut is how much? Rupees 2.5 per kg. I told you about standard price or actual price. Whenever you go with price per kg, what exactly it is, you are supposed to write. You will be writing here how much? 2.50. That is what your standard price is. Now, go back to the question. Again here, actual production data. That means here also this is also done. Actual production data. Now, this is also done. We are done. Quantity of material used. Quantity of material, that is actual quantity is how much? 3500 kg. Price of groundnut is how much? 3 per kg. That is actual price. All these are what? Actual price and actual quantity. That means here what happens is 3500 is what they have given. So the actual price is how much? That is 3 rupees. Done. So we got our SQ, SP, AQ, AP. Now what is that you are supposed to do? Substitute the formula. It is very simple. Now we got our SQ, SP, AQ, AP. Now what exactly we are supposed to do? We are supposed to go and solve the problem. When we solve the problem, understand again here you are supposed to write the given thing, that is SQ, SP. Now you should understand SQ, SP. How much is our SQ and how much is our SP? Now SQ was our 3000 and here it was 2.50. Here we had AQ and AP. Now we had here 3500 kgs and we got only how much? 3 rupees as our actual price. So how to remember? QP, question paper. QP, question paper. Now what is the formula here? The first one is we are supposed to go with MCV. See here you write down MPV and the last one is MUV is equal to. Now these are the things which you are supposed to go with. Now MCV, now here CPU. What is the formula here? You are supposed to go SQ into SP minus AQ into AP. Done. Now you are supposed to substitute this. SQ is how much? We got our 3000. Now SQ is how much? 3000 into SP is how much? 2 rupees 50 paisa minus here AQ is how much? 3500 into 3 rupees. Done. Now 3000 into 2.5, you are supposed to use your calculator here. Now 3000 into 2 is 6000 and the half is, so total you got here 7500. So you got 7500 minus 3500 into 3. If you go with us, it is like 0 0. 3 5 is 15, 1 carry 3 3 is 9 10. So 10,500 you got it. So again is equal to, now understand, this is called your MCV. MCV. All the variances, it is all in rupees. Okay. Now you will actually get here negative, but have you ever asked anybody give me minus 5 rupees, minus 10 rupees, minus 100 rupees? You have never asked anybody like that. So here what happens is when you go with these kind of a problem, here it is, though it is, say if you differentiate, it is minus 3000, but you are not supposed to write minus 3000. You should write 3000 rupees here unfavorable. unfavorable. That is, it is when you, the minute you write unfavorable, it is known that it is negative. You will never ask anybody minus 100 rupees you are supposed to give. Now next, MPV. What is the MPV formula? AQ. AQ is there. Now quantity is outside, so what should come? Price should come. What will come first? That is standard price minus actual price. Now AQ is how much you are supposed to understand, is equal to 3,500. Now SP is how much? 2 rupees 50 paisa minus 3 rupees. Now understand, is equal to 3,500 is there. Now 2 rupees 50 paisa and 3 rupees is how much? Minus 50 paisa is there. Now what happens is you are supposed to write here minus 0.50. When you go with this, let me erase this MUV. Now we will do it later. MUV. Now let's go with this is equal to. Now understand the concept here. When you go with this, 3,500 divided by half, in the sense 1750 is what you will be actually getting. That is 1750. But again, it is negative. That means you are supposed to write here rupees, and then you should write unfavorable. Done. So you got 1750 rupees, that too negative. That's why you are writing unfavorable. The last one is what you are supposed to go with, MUV. Now the same way MUV you are supposed to calculate. How exactly? I'll be telling you here. Understand this MUV. So we got MCV is equal to 3,000. Then it is negative. And then we have MPV, that is called 1750. Again it is negative. Let's go with the next one, that is MUV. MUV is equal to. Now understand MUV. How is that you are supposed to understand this? Is SP. Now price has come out. What will come? Standard quantity minus standard quantity minus actual quantity. Now what is our standard price? Standard price is 2 rupees 50 paisa. Standard quantity is 3,000 kgs, and actual quantity is how much? 3,500 kgs. Now if you go with it, is equal to. Now what happens here is 2.50, and here you got minus 500. So if you understand these concepts here, what happens is it's very easy for you to write down everything. Is equal to, though it is negative sign is there, we get something around now 500 into 2 is 1000, and if you divide that, now it is like 1250. Again it is unfavorable. You are supposed to write here rupees 1250. Again it is what? Unfavorable. Unfavorable. Done. Now we got this. How to go with verification? MCV is equal to MPV plus MUV. Now MCV we got minus 3,000 is equal to MPV is there, and MUV is also there. That is minus 1750. Plus of minus is minus 1250. If you go with it, minus 3,000 is equal to, if you go with this, minus 3,000. That is LHS is equal to RHS. Hence whatever we have done is all correct. So this is how you will be calculating your material variances. Let's go with the next one, that is called the labor variances. Again I'll be teaching you the formula here. Labor variance you can actually understand very easily now. Now we will go with the labor. Now understand the labor here. Now labor variances are always calculated in terms of, again we have the following, that is we have standard, another we have is actual. One is standard, another is actual. When you go with standard here, students, what all you will be calculating when it comes to laborers is how many hours they have worked. That is hours are here. That is total hours. And for 1 hour, how much you have paid them the amount. That is for 1 hour how much. So it is called as rate. R-A-T, rate. Now understand the same concept here. We have what? One is hours and another is rate. So we got hours and we got a rate. Now what exactly it is? It is called SH, SR. Here we have AH and AR. So we got four of the things here: SH, SR, AH and AR. Now I'll tell you how to remember the formulas of labor variances. What exactly you are supposed to do is, you should go with this. The labor variances are very simple here. The same way what we did the material also. Now you just write LV, LV and LV. Now you have a blank here in the alphabet. Now don't you feel it's so creative in the sense the formulas which I have told you to actually remember? It is all called as ACT, Abhilash Chandra tricks. Now what exactly the trick is? Creative. It is CRE. Now what is a CRE? Again, labor cost variance, labor rate variance and labor efficiency variance. So how to calculate is equal to. Now we know that it is all about standard. You make it SH into SR minus AH into AR. What is that you have done is you have just grouped hours and rate. See, always remember, you should always write SH first, here AH first, right? Always, because the formula depends on what you write. If you write here AR and AH, no, the formula will not come continuously the way you are supposed to remember. Now you are supposed to block. What is the first one? AH. Now hours has come out. What will come here? Rate will come inside. What rate will come? Standard will come first. So here SR minus AR. Now you are supposed to block AH. Now what is the first one here? SR. So you go with SR. Rate has come out. What will come inside? That is hours. What will come first? Standard hours minus actual hour. Now how to go with verification is very simple. Thus LCV is equal to adding these two. That is LRV plus LEV. This is the verification which you are supposed to go. This is what? Verification. LCV is equal to LRV plus LEV. That is the verification which you are supposed to do. Now let's go with the problem 2. That is from the following information given below. Calculate labor cost variance, labor efficiency variance, labor rate variance. See, understand here. LER, they have actually given that CER, but we know how to go with it. CRE. We'll go with those. We know the formula. Now here what happens is you are supposed to just prepare the box. Again, prepare a box. When you prepare a box, what happens is here SH, SR. And here if you go with this, that is AH and AR. How to remember? Ritik Roshan. SH. That H and R, Ritik Roshan. If you go with this Ritik Roshan concept, you will actually understand SH, SR, AH, AR. Now we will remember the formulas. We will actually go with what exactly it is. Now they have given standard labor. They have only given the labor directly. Standard labor is how much? That is standard labor. That is 80 hours. And that too at 15 per hour. Now here standard hours, total hours taken is how much? 80. Now standard rate, see, rate is always for what? Per hour. Per hour is the rate. Here it is 15. Now understand, actual labor, that is 75 hours. How much the laborers have worked? They have worked 75 hours. And how much you have paid them? That is 18 rupees per hour. 18 rupees you have paid them. Now what is that you people should do is very simple. Write down the formula. LCV is equal to LRV is equal to and LEV is equal to. If you write the formulas, you are supposed to write how exactly? First you group SH into SR, right? Now minus AH into AR. Done. So this is one. You block the entire. What is the first one here? AH. Now you will write AH here. Now hours has come out. What should come in? Rate should come in. What will come first? Standard rate minus actual rate. Now AH you block. What is the first one? SR. SR is there. rate has come out, what will come in? That is the hours will come. What will come first? Standard hour minus actual hour. You substitute, you verify, you give me the answer. This is how you are supposed to go with, students. So in the comment box, you are supposed to write all the answer about what you got, LCV, LRV, LEV. You are supposed to just substitute the given one. Now here you will write 80 into 15, then 75 into 18, then you will actually go with it. If you get negative, it is called unfavorable. If you get positive, it is called favorable. Later, when you get all the answers, you are supposed to verify whether your answers are correct or not. What is the verification? That is LCV is equal to LRV plus LEV. If you get the verification correct, you have done the right answer. So here, students, any doubt you have regarding this session, please do call us. We are always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.